Hello everyone, I am Sacred, and well, did you always thought what would have happened if the Dan Kazakhs would, what if they won the uprising against the Soviet Union, and what if the Kazakhs, the Dan Kazakhs, would have created their own nation? Well, this mod aims to solve this question. So let's take a look onto it. This mod is called Kazakia Remastered. And well, Kazakia is a unified Cossack state, so the Cossacks fought during the Russian Civil War. The ancestors of Kazakia are the Almighty Dom host and the Cuban People's Republic, who in 1918 signed an act on the unification of states before the Bolshevik threat. In November 1919, the Dan Kazakhs were able to withstand a massive attack by the Bolsheviks, and already in early 1920, under the pressure of the Entente, a peace treaty was signed that officially withdrew Kazakia from the war, thus resulting in the independence of Kazakia. So this area of the Russian Empire did not fall under the, communist control. Since then, Kazakia has been tormented by internal strife between the Mensheviks, the Socialist Revolutionaries, and the Narodniks on the other hand, and the Conservatives, the Black Hundred, Fascists, and Democrats on the other. How long this conflict will last depends only on you and your actions. Perhaps if you like the mod, then it would be nice if you write it up. So yeah, be sure to write it up, please, if you liked it. Let's see, it has 155 megabytes and it's around 3,000 subscribers strong, so it looks to be very promising. I would suggest now that we should get right into the game and see how the independent Kazakh nation will play as. Let's not waste any time and get straight to it. We got our custom music already, which is quite nice. Normally we also have our custom loading screen, but this time we just get the generic one. You know, it's all, random. Here we go, yeah, Kazakia. You can see some happy Cossacks celebrating the victory of from the Soviets, against the Soviets. Here you see the Kazakh cavalry. I would suggest you to start from the 1936 scenario. Kazakia is currently authoritarian, they are non-aligned, but by the VVD. And they have the Don is ready for war. Kazakhs have always been excellent warriors. In such harsh times, everyone should imitate the Kazakhs, and they have the Kazakh discipline, with a plus 30% in cavalry discipline. Let's play on, regular, not too easy, on regular, and without historical focuses, and get right into the game, and see what the nation offers to us. Alright, so we start off with 14 factories, 4 military, 2 naval, and 8 civilian ones. So all there. Then we have a really huge focus tree, which I will take a look in depth quite soon. Firstly, let's select our technology, just as usual, industry and engineering. Let's build some more civilian factories in Rostov. One we can't afford more. Let's see, we have a complete path dedicated to the industry, where we can get, tons of civilian factories, especially here at the end, where you can, establish a total revolutionary, a complete industrial revolution. And furthermore, what we can do is, we can choose here. You can also become a puppet of the Soviet Union, which I would not suggest you, unless, you can get independent as well, but then you would result in war. So yeah, this is the path where you want to have a harsh game, as well, where if you want to get temporary under the Soviet Union, that's your way. If you want to do the man of the dawn, and if you become communist, then that's your way. Yeah, but the communist path isn't in depth. Of course, you can research your land doctrine, but I would only do that after I actually finished building the other stuff. So here you can get a core on Astrakhan, on Grozny, and on Yekaterinodar. You have these stats already. The thing is that they are not considered your core, so you have effectively only 7.3 million. You can become communist really quick, or you can go ahead and get the national lands. Return of the White Generals, Return of the White Emigre. And then you can decide here of either going fascist and joining the Axis, of becoming fascist and non-aligned, of becoming fascist as well, and the way to Russia. Or you can strengthen democracy and take a really, well, small democratic path. Or you can take the interesting path to Shukuro, yeah, Shukuro, that sounds Japanese, Shukuro. Get some nice states, and then you can either form the Russian Duma or the Russian Tsar. Depending on your choice, you can do successful reforms, breakthrough from stagnation and the election of the Duma, or you can do the Cossack service, restoring the second estate, absolutism and the militarization of society, or the Duma and the Tsar, and becoming a constitutional monarchy. That's up to you. You can of course go ahead and go together for Moscow, where you will actually declare war, where the state of Russia will like break free of the Soviet Union, therefore granting you a second ally against the Soviet Union if you want to do war. So I think already, if I get enough support from my dear viewers, from you all, so go sure to like it up, to subscribe if you haven't yet, and to leave a comment. Then I will go ahead and most likely play a second episode, because this focus tree, this tree is so huge that I won't be able to spotlight it in one episode. So I really urge you to try this out by yourself. For now, let's take the Industry of the Dawn and get the 4 military factories while running outside. There's some nice Russian equipment. Now we can see we have, we have Russian weapons, actually custom weapons. I think I-44, that's not Russian, is it? We got some other tanks, like the TG-85. That's quite interesting. And some custom airplanes here. Well, they aren't really Soviet, they're like something else. That's quite interesting, though. They're like maybe a mix of British airplanes. They look like the Hurricane, this one. This like looks more British than Russian for me, though. Anyways, let's, well, get Mosin, 2 factories producing the Mosin, 1 sport equipment and 1 artillery. There you go. We need to import steel, which I can get from the, well, I'm not sure if I'll go fascist. Will we go fascist? I don't think so. We may CPK or there. Where's the CPK? Oh, well, we can become democratic. Well, should we become democratic? Let's see. The good thing is, yeah, I think we'll become democratic, so I'll try it with a democratic nation. Let's try it with the United Kingdom, in that instance. With the British, to help them developing the country, because the French will surrender one way or the other, so there's no, well, needed helping them. Let's get some nice, I'd say, Paladin class battle cruisers here producing. We need 14 steel, that's quite expensive though. Yeah, okay, getting ships will be expensive, so I'll just get one way. Am I not getting steel? I thought I was. We're getting 16 now. Okay, so we only have, well, we can only build with 2 factories, that's not really that nice, but well, let's at least get a nice battle cruiser then. Paladin class in Rostov, the flagship of the Kazakia nation. What? It will finish in 3.7 years. Never mind, I'll just go ahead and get some destroyers instead. Some destroyers. Okay, 2 per year. Hey, that's at least something. Not really, that's, well. Well, this sounds like some Orthodox music. I think, well, the Kazakhs were quite religious, so that fits well if you ask me. By the way, our army is 150,000 strong, so we at least have something. The next thing will be, let's get the factory restoration. We will still have some factories inherited from the Russian Imperial Industrial Complex, and they can be used for a greater good. Mobilize the economy, which will give us some extra 8 factories for military and for civilians. That's a nice addition to our economy. I'll put into instant use. 2 of them will produce weapons, and the other 2 will produce artillery and spore equipment each. Technology-wise, yeah, let's go ahead usually and ready up our army, I guess, just here, just to go to the border. well, these horses, they won't be useful against the... At least they are level 32, which are... They are battle hardened, so yeah, they'll get a plus 110% modifier at war. That's thanks to the mod I'm using, by the way, if you want to know why. These 10 against you. And then I'd say actually 2 of them will go ahead to the province just to guard our country. Now let's get supply roads. Our infrastructure is not in the best condition. It is not indeed. In some regions it is completely collapsed. It's time to take some action. Well, the factory finished building. Let's maximize out Rostov-on-Don. Okay, for now it's only Rostov. Oh, and let's get this time concentrated industry, Charlie. And the CPK, I'll not get any advisor from that instance. I'll instead let's get foreign politics. That's always a good long-term investment. I can also get monarchies, but yeah, non-aligned isn't really well. Is it? Well, the music is quite nice without a doubt. So a great thumbs up for the mod developer. The mod I just see was created by 2 persons, Gestaltwandel, and by Ante Gatovina. Alright. Next thing will be the internal struggle. Yeah, well, let's read it later on. Let's get some more steel, which we need. Greatly helping the British. So, to win a foreign war, we should deal up with internal problems at first. Don was never an industry region, but crisis forcing us to start building up our industry complex. Yeah. The next thing should be let's maybe get some. Well, should we get shock troops or rather, I don't know. Let's get maybe well, get a better land doctrine. So we currently have 8 military, 2 naval, and 10 civilians. It's nothing compared to the mighty and strong Soviet industry. Well, we have the 1/4. Well, we are like 1/4 of the Soviet capability. So that's at least something, I'd say, yeah. So the internal struggle, and it will be silence on the broadcast next. I want to get these factories, which is really worth getting it. It is, so let's assign the factories to get infantry weapons even more. Silence on the broadcast. Kazakia is not as developed as its predecessor, the Russian Empire. Predecessor. Yeah, the Russian Empire. Our technology is not the most modern, and the radio broadcasts are all once intercepted, so it is worth paying attention to the radio safety and broadcast decoding. Well, that's a good point. I'm sure the military circle can meet this. VVD means Все великое войска Danskaya, which means translated the all great Don force. The all great Don force, it means translated. If my Russian skills aren't that bad, if a Russian knows the proper translation, let me know. Okay, well, this is only on Russian and the other ones are on English. That's quite interesting. Veni Vidi Vici and... Oh, I forgot to research. Oh no! Okay, never mind. Let's keep it. We had a boost, but hey, why not get it beforehand? 12 edge. Anyways, successes in domestic policies are remarkable. Our technological level is gaining momentum due to Soviet equipment and Russian scientists. Oh, he has some really nice music, which I also know. So the mod developer, well, knew what he was doing, that's for sure. Next thing will be, what should we get? Yeah, let's get an exchange of ideas. After that, let's get the traditional roles, perhaps. Well, total equality isn't that bad, like at the end, but for now this... Okay, I mean 5% isn't that useful, since we only have 11 factories in total, but hey, whatsoever, let it be like that. We need manpower, how you see. We have a good amount of equipment, but we simply lack manpower. Yeah, we need around, 78,000 more men to fully reinforce our army. Of course, the fact is one, now national scientific minds. Supporting Russian scientific educational establishments will give us a powerful push to the great future of the Kazakia. Let's see, we even have custom generals. We have General Alexei Kaledin. Then we have General Pyotr Popov. Well, they all have custom pictures. That's quite nice, without a doubt. That's quite a nice flavor. And General Vladimir Maevsky. Nice name. 9 against this puppet of the Soviet Union, the Transcaucasian SFSR, yeah. They are exporting a good amount of oil, yeah, clearly. I'll just refuse because I don't like the Germans either, since we'll become a beacon of democracy in the world. National scientific minds. And after that, we'll get 3 military, 2 civilian, 3 civilian, 2 civilian, and 2 civilian factories. Indeed, people, now we will make our economy the strongest. Now our industry will reach a new level. We need everything to fulfill the plan. Let everyone give a debt to his country. If not in the army, and then at its construction site. They shall indeed. Thus getting our country properly advanced. There we go. This row 3, 4, 8, 11. 11 factories for free. Oh, that's quite nice. I like that. Yeah, okay, our infrastructure isn't that bad. The provinces are called a bit different. Like this one is called Yuzhovska and not, I think, Stalino. How it was during the Soviet Union. Soon I think I will be able to enact partial mobilization. Yay. But for now I can get a... let's get a military theorist. Japan declares war on China. Okay, next thing to do will be to get partial mobilization running in our mighty country. So, soon I can go down this path, the Ataman elections, which I will do finally in 1937. Let's get one more civilian factory. Now we got the complete industrial restoration. Yeah, great. Oh, that is also out of time. I should maybe go for something else. With the short troops. I got 3 factories. Let's get 1 each here. And oh no, it's too much. So 3 for now and 3 for the weapon. Still British. You get my factories to use. No focus set Ataman elections. What is Ataman? It is time to choose a new Ataman, so we must prepare for the elections in order to satisfy the will of our people. Now we have 34 factories, 12 military, 2 naval, and 20 civilian. Well, if we would control this area as well, then we could export oil really easily. But we sadly don't, but we still have Grozny and Yekaterinodar, so that's alright-ish, I think. Look at that, you can also release the Cubans, People Republic, that's quite interesting. But the Soviet Union has all of our countries as a core state, unfortunately. Laurent Beria is leading, well, he has a bit too many medals if you ask me. He's leading the Transcaucasian SFSR. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Quite interesting. There we go. Europe looks like this. Germany is going for a naval rearmament. Alright, let them. Follow the path of destruction. What I'll do is, yeah, the Special Research Division, finally. Now we can choose the Ottoman. Let's see. In the military circle, all the Sejm organized the elections, and now Kazakia froze in anticipation of a new path of development. Among the most expected candidates, a political Wrangel, the Kazakh radical, the Krasnov Republican, Bagayevsky, a socialist from the people of Kochubey. Yeah, I want to become the... here, let's see. CPK. African Bagayevsky. Let's get the Republican leading our country. We are now called the Republic of Kazakia. Now we are officially a republic. Let's get the National Alliance. What's that? Raskazavchivanye killed the Kazakhs in the Soviet Union, but after the independence of Kazakia, the Kazakhs returned. Now it is time to return what belongs to us. Okay. It's furthermore time to get, I'd say, hierarchy. Yeah, hierarchy. Okay, well, next thing would be, yeah, now we can get decryption and encryption each. And now we are officially democratic. We are led by the Conservative Party of Kazakia, the CPK. On Russian, I can guess it will be called Konservatическая партия Kazakia. Or Kazakskaya Konservatическая партия. Whatever. Okay, well, at least 3 nations are trading with us. Let's see who these 3 lucky ones are. Finland is trading with us, Finland and Sweden. Our biggest partner is Finland, so hi, thank you Finland, thank you. Okay, let's get one more civilian factory in Yekaterinodar. We have 12 military, 2 naval. Well, that's not much, of course. Bolsheviks give battle to Cossacks brigade, but our people who live there so simply do not give up. Fight, brothers. But I don't think that had any effect, so yeah. Let's return of the white generals. They'll say. Not only we, the Cossacks, but our Russian brothers will help us to give battle to the Red Beast. We will return the old white guard generals, so our white Russian forces will actually return. Well, that's quite interesting, at least. Alright, yeah, I need, I think, more manpower, so I'll enact limited conscription. Well, 70,000 will be depleted quite soon, I think. How you can see, yeah, quite soon, I said. We have a good amount of equipment, everything within storage, so that's good. I suppose it's time to train some Garna Sterakovaya Divizia, some mountaineer troops. Let's train like 5 divisions because we can't really afford more. Well, we could, but our manpower is a problem. So I should maybe go ahead and get these focuses. At one point. Or the parade in Rostov. It's also a nice thing, so we'll get plus 150,000 manpower. But first, let's get Astrakhan, Grozny, and Cuba, and Yekaterinodar as a core state, I suppose. Well, that will take quite a bit of time, though, so never mind. That's simply too much, I think. I'll get this. Steamboat Grand Duke Constantine. A white steamboat came into the port of Rostov, from which prominent figures of the white movement came down to the People's Ovation. Our ataman met them, and the soldiers of the 6th Mounted Brigade fraternized with the sailors of the ship. Welcome, brothers. Well, now we'll get some nice push in our manpower, so that's always greatly appreciated. Plus 150,000. Let's see, with the outbreak of the civil war in Russia, many people emigrated to other countries. Now, where it ended and Kazakia was formed, it's time to invite these people to return back. It is, isn't it? It is. Oh yes, I forgot to take partial mobilization, my mistake. I should have done it. Oh, also, Italy runs the claims, the renewal of the Rome Protocols, and the entrance of Austria. And so, are there any significant changes into the world hemisphere? I don't think so. Not really. Germany is, as always, demanding the Sudetenland. That's nothing new, really. It's nothing, well, I think after one more, I'll start to get some nice militarization in my country. So the white emigrate, and now let's try. Oh, I need to get rid of. What? Oh. Oh, goddammit, we did a mistake. We are not allowed to be democratic. Otherwise, we can only get this focus path. So, I tell you, you should not become democratic before you make Shuriku return. So what I'll do is, just so we can spotlight this one properly, I'll change my ideology. So let's set ruling party non-aligned. There you go. Now we can get this and properly continue with the with the mods, military focus tree. In the Soviet blockade, we must call on the struggle of everyone who can rival Russia. Shukuro will return with the soldiers, and Kornilov's division arrived in Kazakia and marched in Rostov. The crowd was delighted with the courage of these veterans, even though they walked without weapons. Finally, someone will teach our soldiers to keep their rifles. Yeah, it's time for some nice military factories, let's say, yeah? Let's make some out of Rostov. Okay. The militarization. Oh, and I shouldn't forget to research some nice stuff, as always. Let's get this. Okay, there we go. The German Reich. Oh, the Czechs actually did not accept. Well, the Munich Diktat. A sad thing is, though, that the Czechs are standing on their own. So the Germans will suffer some casualties, but they'll push eventually, if you ask me. The border is quite well fortified, saying the least. It is quite well fortified, though, so every province is quite well fortified. It's 7 out of 10. Every single province is 7 out of 10. Oh yeah, this will be a nice lesson to the Germans, not to underestimate the Allies. I hope the Czechs will win, but I don't think they will actually. So let's find out. Let's get... Well, the only industries start developing in Astrakhan, the poor province. Also get advice from Shkuro. General, Shkuro offers us some interesting ideas. One of these, to conduct propaganda among migrants. He says that he has some interesting ideas. Okay, advice from Shkuro. After that I can do the oil crusades. Or, well, should I do the oil crusade or the crusade of Wrangel? Crimea, I'd rather get oil, since you know oil is worth more than Crimea, because, well, I mean, from a strategic point of view, if you view it today, Crimea is worth more, but back then, and especially in this game, we need this province with the oil wells. Poland seeks border cooperation and the Pact of Rome formed. Well, a thing which I noticed is the Pact of Rome forms, but Italy is actually in it. Because normally Italy was never in the Pact of Rome, so that is not so good for the Allies. So the Allies stand on their own once more. Haha, Allies. What I can get is for now. Let's get, I guess, the Rostov. Oh, we have some nice steel plants. Oh, look at that. Let's get the Rostov steel plant. Yeah. Which is an industrial concern. Our army is at 300,000 strong. That's okay. They'll get a recon company, a dedicated line of artillery, and more shock troops. One. Advice from Shkuro. Thank you for your vital advice, Shkuro. Okay, 3 civilian factories. Let's get in Yuzovska. Well, I think it would be nice if I like only build cavalries, wouldn't it be? But cavalry isn't really, well, good compared to infantry and especially to the rest. But hey, why not just maybe build, should I maybe just build cavalry for the sake of this spotlight? Well, if you want me just to build cavalry, then let me know, please. I shall do this, so please drop a comment down below. Let's see. Shkuro suggests starting a campaign against the Soviet Union. He wants to lead his army to the south and capture the southern lands. He says that we will be greeted as liberators. Italy sees the extended military pact. Or the Novus Imperium Romanum. What just happened? What, they formed the new Roman Empire and the Pact of Rome collapsed. Why do they form the Pact of Rome in the first instance? Damn place, that does not make any sense if you ask me. Look at that, Germany didn't make a single step into the into Czechoslovakia. Not a single step, look to that. They are at war, but the Czechs are defending themselves quite well, and the Germans are not able to take them out. So the world is certainly not in favor, not in favor of the Germans, clearly not. Haha, that's bad for them, it's bad for them indeed, very indeed. Still liking it from the British, so we are helping them with 5 extra civilian factories, which should help their army to become really developed. Let's see. At one point we'll join the Allies at one point, but I think Poland will fall, since they have their own faction and the British won't guarantee them, most likely. All across it. Oh, we created actually our new faction called the New White Movement. Well, that's pretty interesting. So we are on our own, with no allies like that. Partial occupation. Our campaign is how successful. Soviet soldiers let us only go to Azerbaijan. Shame. Okay, army focus, the men. Well, at least we got something. Son of Kalchak. It's time, what's that, to return a crisis of rank. Should I do this? It's time to return the family of the supreme ruler, Kalachak. Rastislav is already quite an adult and now he will come to his homeland. Well, welcome him, let's say. Italy declared war on Greece. Well, with the Italian declaration on the war to Greece, I'm going to take a cut here. Well, we already have 50 strong factories, but I think we are getting many through trade. 6 through trade. Anyways, thank you all for watching me. I'll take a cut here. If you want to see me more and if you have some conditions for me, please let me know. I'm a Sacred and I'm out. Have a good day to you all and see you next time. Goodbye and have a nice day. And please be sure to take out my other content. And goodbye.